Today we're going to rank the Michigan state parks we camped at in 2022. First, you will need a Michigan recreation passport to get into any state park, including the ones that don't have camping. It'll be over $30 for the year. Our campsite here at Sterling State Park was big, but it was very open. There was no shade, no trees, so there was no privacy, and the sun was just beating down on us. The awning did not help. Finally, in the evening, we did manage to get at least a little bit of shade. The best thing about Sterling State Park is that it is a modern campground. There are concrete pads at most of the sites. There are modern restrooms. You do have to be careful when you book in Michigan because there are some campgrounds that only have vault toilets and no showers. Miles and miles of Lake Erie shoreline. Sterling State Park is actually Michigan's only state park on Lake Erie. Gorgeous sandy beach, no dogs allowed. Even though this was not our favorite state park, mostly due to the no shade, no trees, no dog-friendly swimming, you do really have to appreciate the work Michigan State Park Systems has put into modernizing these campgrounds. Our next Michigan State Park is Hayes State Park. We were in site number 9 and we really liked this site. This might be one of our actual favorite campsites of the year. It was nice, it was big, it was private, it was near the bathrooms. This is another nice modern campground in the Michigan State Park system. You can kind of see here that some of these sites are very large campsites. There's no issues. Most of them even have concrete pads. One thing you have to remember about these state parks is they used to be mostly for tent camping. So they've really had to go through an upgrade to make them RV suitable. Hayes State Park is located in what's called Irish Hills, Michigan, and the area of Michigan was named that by the Irish immigrants who settled here. They said the area reminded them of home. What you're currently looking at is Round Lake, and it is one of at least 7 or 8 lakes that are in this specific area. Unfortunately, none of them have a dog-friendly beach. This campground has modern restrooms with clean bathrooms and shower stalls that have locking doors. Not necessarily walking distance from the campground. We drove over, but here's Wampler's Lake. This is probably the largest and main beach of the campground, and unfortunately, they don't allow dogs on the beach. There really isn't anything bad to say about Hayes State Park. It got a little muddy after it rained. You know, if it had a dog-friendly swim area, this easily would be a 9 or a 9.5, but it doesn't. Hi everyone, our next state park is the Portage Lake Campground at the Waterloo State Recreation Area, which is Michigan's largest state park in the Lower Peninsula. We stayed at the Portage Lake Campground during peak fall color season. I am standing at the bathroom, and for those of you who recognize our RV, that's how close we were. We had a big, beautiful, gorgeous site. We had a perfect sunny fall day. And the colors were amazing. Michigan at its finest. We had fun walking the Dry Marsh Nature Trail, which is a 0.5-mile loop that is very close to the campground. The Portage Lake Campground is split into 3 sections, the north, the central, and the south. There is a bathroom between the north and the central, and then between the central and the south loop. The dogs, unfortunately, were not allowed on the regular human swimming beach. However, as is the case with a lot of different lakes in Michigan, there is sometimes lake access or beachfront that is not considered dedicated swimming beach, and that's where the dogs were able to dip their toes into the lake, and they could probably spend the day swimming there if we wanted to. Let's just appreciate this for a moment. Look at how beautiful. So, the campground we were at, the Portage Lake Campground, there were no cons. You do have to be careful. There is a campground at the Waterloo State Recreation Area that is primitive and doesn't have showers and only has vault toilets, but the Portage Lake Campground is a modern campground, and the Sugarloaf Campground at the same park is also modern. Final ranking, Portage Lake, Hayes,